Keeping an eye on your health. A registered nurse and health writer for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Mackey, is back with us talking about blue zones again. And I know a few weeks ago you talked to us about this. So blue zones, a lot of people may not know about this. Last one was about being social and playful and how that can lead to a longer life. But remind us again, first of all, what blue zones are.
Yeah, so blue zones are those areas of the world with the oldest populations. This term is about 20 years old. It was made popular by a National Geographic researcher named Dan Buettner, and a whole bunch of his research turned into a documentary just this past August on Netflix. Now, the second stop in that documentary and the second stop in my written blue zones pieces, that is going to be Loma Linda, California, and looking at what those people do. Now, about 9,000 of those residents are Seventh-day Adventists, and in that sect of Christianity, they believe that caring for your body is the same thing as honoring God, and part of the way that they do that is they emphasize a plant-based diet. Now, everybody talks about plant-based diets, but they really do it in a unique way.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, plant-based, we've heard about that a lot, but like, what's different about how this group approaches it?
So first of all, they come at it with a really positive attitude. A lot of the time when we talk about plant-based eating, it's all of the things you can't have, all of the stuff you're not allowed to do anymore. To them, because it's tied into their faith, they view it as an opportunity. It's something they're excited to do. Also, and this is maybe the more important part, they do it as a group. You know, whether it's plant-based eating or an exercise program, no one is going to want to make the best decision all the time. But when you're surrounded by people who are doing the same things, it's so much easier to stay on track. Now, locally, that is sort of formalized at the Pittsburgh Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is in Summer Hill, just north of the city. They have a lot of programming about diet and nutrition. One of the things is a monthly vegetarian potluck. So it's a social thing, but they're swapping recipes. They're showing each other how to use some of these unique ingredients. And the more likely they are to stay on track with this diet, the more likely they are to reap the health benefits.
Wow. Okay, so whether it's connected to a religion or not, what are the real health benefits of a plant-based diet?
Yeah, so it's been really researched at this point, you know, really well understood that eating a plant-based diet can lead to lower risk of cardiovascular disease, things like stroke and heart attack, lower risk of diabetes, lower risk of dementia, on and on. But so far as the Adventists are concerned, they knew they were on to something a long time ago. Back in 1958 at Loma Linda University, they started studying their own population, and after years of research, they found that the Adventists in Loma Linda were living about 10 years longer than the average Californian. But despite all that, that doesn't mean that every medical professional is going to be recommending a plant-based diet. I spoke to Dr. Greg Ferenchak from the Allegheny Health Network recently, and he said, you know, I know all of this research, I buy into all of it, but there's only really one circumstance where I recommend this to my patients, and that's when they have uncontrolled diabetes, uncontrolled high blood pressure. That's when he sits down and has a serious conversation about it.
Okay, so what are the takeaways if someone's thinking, oh, I should go vegetarian or vegan or try some sort of plant-based diet here?
Yeah, so the last thing we're saying is that everyone needs to run out and go become a Seventh-day Adventist. That is not the point, right? But there really are some takeaways that we can all benefit from. First of all, just reinforcing the idea that plant-based eating is available to anyone. It does have its benefits. But whether you're trying to become a plant-based eater or just make another big lifestyle change for the sake of your health, remember what the Adventists do. They come at it with a positive attitude, right? They're not looking at what that change takes away. They're looking at what it adds. And then also find your tribe. Find people who feel the same way about it as you, so that when you're having a bad day and you're having a difficult time making the right decisions, that you have friends to help you out. And I really think that's what all of us can take away from the blue zone of Loma Linda, or even our friends right here in Summer Hill.
Oh, that support means everything. Abby, thank you so much. And you can read a whole lot more from Abby in the Health and Wellness section sponsored by UPMC in this Sunday's Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Kim.